initially, and then I listened to him and still didn't get the point. So it was just like, so I don't want to like throw it like he's like I'm like super vendetta against it. But like, if he came, I probably wouldn't go to the show.
Right.
You know, the only time I've listened to him even recently is either because they did a Sade remix over MF Doom beat.
Right.
Or
Right.
like Dim Atlas was rapping over his beat. Other than that, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But that's each their own. Everybody has their own opinions about who they listen to, who they rock with, and I think cats got to get into this understanding that good is subjective to everybody.
Right.
Whatever you feel like.
I'm gonna be so 100 with you right now. I've heard of MF Doom. I've never heard MF Doom song. Am I out of the loop or what? Am I fucking whack for that?
Listen, you got your own opinion.
I know the nigga got a mask on. That's all I know.
It's like, I don't know. It's a weird music.
Who don't you? The question is.
Young Thug, man.
Young Thug. That's who you absolutely will not rock with. Why?
Just like the feminization shit, wearing dresses and.
Right.
I don't know, man. I just don't get it. And he's like, I see. That's funny because I used to hate Lil Wayne until Young Thug came along.
Right.
He made me appreciate Lil Wayne.
Right. Now, is it the fact because he wanted to be Wayne? You know that's his influence.
He took Lil Wayne's style and made it even feminine. He made it more feminine even than Lil Wayne was doing.
Now, you know there's a cats out here that would, I'm not going to say criticize you, but they might look upon you because, they want this.
Feminine?
Yeah, they want this.
That's them, that ain't me.
Yeah, it was a personal question. It was a personal question, y'all. He's got an opinion. Cut the crap.
We don't do that, man.
Cut the crap. Cut the crap.
Gotta breathe out here, B. I don't even wear briefs, niggas. What am I gonna wear some skinny jeans for?
You know what I'm saying? Cut the crap. You got it. The question was garbage rap. Who you listen to and why? I'm probably gonna go with the new sensation, the Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
Y'all don't fuck with Lil Yachty. The first time
50 Tyson.
He does look like 50 Tyson, but the first time I actually heard that, I was going somewhere, but I was listening to 96.3, and they was playing that. Oh my goodness, oh my lord.
And you know it's funny. 50 Tyson put on social media that he paved the way for
Lil Yachty.
All them retarded looking, crazy looking niggas. It was like,
I was
like, hey, he actually has
different strokes for different folks, but I don't like the new shit because it sounds retarded. Like my son likes to listen to the shit, and I gotta like I'm almost willing to write down the lyrics because the shit it makes no sense. It's absurd. It's absurd. I feel like as a good parent, I will not let my kid listen to fucking mumble rap.
That was the whole irony of 50 Tyson said that
that
he paved the way for them niggas.
That's it.
You said they rapping remedial.
Yes. It's just retarded, man.
It was. But,
it was.
I digress.
Right. Now, what rap shit are you rocking with? What's your favorite shit? I don't want to
talk about rap no more, man. Let's talk about some other shit.
What you want to talk about?
Let's talk about some world shit. What's going on in the world, man? It's bigger
Trump.
Than rap. It's bigger than rap. We talked about
I don't want to talk about everything but the world because that's what everybody's talking about. Trump, the Vikings, the chemtrails. Yeah. Why chemtrails?
Let's talk about why the air been smelling like shit this week.
You know why the air been smelling like shit?
Why?
Because it's harvest season. The farmers are putting the manure out. Yeah. Harvest season. I learned that fact on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook.
Oh, no.
It might not be true, but that's what I heard. Somebody posted.
It smelled like sewage. Actually.
Like sewage? That's just St. Paul. That's just St. Paul.
But people said it was stinking in Minneapolis, too.
Dreams? Smell like shit
this week?
Yeah.
I can't even tell. I don't
George, you smell shit this week?
Pay no attention.
No.
Well, nobody.
That's all everybody's talking about. I thought it was just by my job, like this whole week.
Right.
When I get out of work at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Been smelling like shit. I thought it was just like a sewage problem over there, but then the last few days.
That was Wednesday, wasn't it?
I've been seeing people since Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every day but yesterday.
You know why?
Like shit.
You know why it smelled like shit? Because the election. That's why it smelled like shit on these streets. Because you shitty motherfuckers wasn't out here voting and wiping your ass. That's why it smelled like shit. Huh? Yeah, I did. I'll give up my vote right now. I did vote for Hillary. And along with Hillary, I voted for some other nice local fucking Senate people that got in.
I didn't vote. You didn't vote at all?
He keeping it 100.
He's one of the blame. He's one of the people.
He ain't one of the blame. That's his constitutional right to vote and to not vote.
Our ancestors died for that, man.
Huh?
Our ancestors died for the right for our vote not to count.
See, here we go talking about the vote shit again. We can't get away from it.
For our right not to count in this world, man.
Right.
We died in segregation too. That was a downfall too.
Right. Yeah, man. This
so the moral of the story, more people got to die for anything to change.
Yeah, that's right.
People gonna have to die. It's martyrs.
Somebody got to die for stuff.
Somebody got to be the martyr, man. Somebody got to be the martyr. Shout out to Mike the martyr. Somebody got to be the martyr. Straight up. Straight up. Die for this shit, Mike. Let's get it.
At the end of the day, it's like I was talking to my dad about that yesterday too, because he was going through this thing about some like downplaying situations where like, you know, because you know if y'all do this right, people might die, and it's like that's how it's always been, or else we just don't have no. Like, we don't do nothing then. Hey, and that's not the option, so somebody's going to die.
You know what was a great analogy is To Kill a, I'm just fucking up To Pimp a Butterfly at the end, the Tupac interview.
Oh, yeah,
where he talks about the heart and soul of a man. He's like, you don't hear no loud. And I thought about that shit because that's real.
Right.
Like, right now, I'm over 30 and I don't have that fight in me no more. Like I said, I'm like, fuck it now. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like in America, have we been like, the older you get, have you been like desensitized to like where you don't give a fuck or you care less, or
definitely
you're tired, you're just tired of the shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of it. Like all this shit I see, people mad.
Right.
I think that's where the disconnect comes from though, because it's like some people have, you know, mandates on earth that they supposed to do. Some people don't.
Yeah.
And so like. My conversation with my pops, he's 61 and he was and he grew up in the South, and so he said, well, we done seen all this. I'm blase. He's at the end of the day, he was like, I'm headed out. I'm not marching nowhere. I'm not doing none of that because I'm headed out. But I was trying to promote the fact that you can't downplay cats that's my age or younger who aren't headed out. They just coming in.
Right.
And you got to figure out, you know.
And they need direction.
Yeah, how we gonna deal with it? But there's also, you know, how like the analogy I made with somebody that was Martin Luther King, and then there was like the people who follow Martin Luther King.
Right.
Then some of the people were still alive. They just rocking. Martin Luther King died. Like everybody's not going to be the person who dies, but somebody had to do something for something to change.
Right.
And it's not necessarily better now, but it looks different for sure. And like, that's going to keep happening for however many centuries, I don't know. But I feel like that's part of how the world works. It's going to keep happening until we slowly, you know, get those things to change. And so I've tried not to be the one to be like, oh, why y'all protesting? Why y'all doing this?
Right.
Certain things.
That's what I was thinking.
Cause it's like they making these actions for a reason.
Exactly.
And maybe they don't know exactly what it is, but it's that intrinsic thing. They just like, I gotta say something.
It's the youth voicing their voice, man. I mean, we did shit. I seen a video where they were literally talking about the black teens in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, calling us super predators. I don't know if y'all seen the 13th. It's on Netflix. Check it out.
The 90s was real, though.
Right, the 90s was real, but we came up with shit like to some of us that didn't have father figures. Our father figures was gangbangers and the streets. You know, we were raised up on shit like Boys in the Hood. We were around the first cats that were getting shot at the movies and shit like that. So like the 90s, I mean, we kind of lost a lot of the message, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Which transcended into the 2000s. And like a lot of my homeboys when I was younger, 16, they have kids that are now fucking 20 and 21. And some of them are good, some of them are fucking savage. But now that next generation is going to be around our children, you know what I mean? And as far as you saying, like, who's our next leaders and what do we do? Like, we got kids now protesting. There was kids shutting down 94 down at the U and doing all that. So when I get on, I read the good and the bad. Some of the bad is, you know, why are they get the fuck off the freeway? Go get a job. Why are you protesting? But people don't understand, like, that's, not only is that their constitutional right, but like you said, people die for this. Like, you can't knock the youth for getting out here and protesting, even though they might not be doing it at the right time or in the right fashion, but they're making their voice be heard, and I support that, man. I support the youth doing something positive, like getting together and rallying against a certain cause rather than getting together and fucking fighting or bashing some shit up and being destructive. You know what I mean?
So do you think that America takes the black man over time?
Absolutely. I would agree.
Of black people, period.
Black people as a whole. Some white people too.
True that.
So all races. America will suck you up no matter who the fuck you are. It's like either get with the program of being a sheep or be a sheep. Ain't really too many options, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're super rich. Yeah. And it's hard to get super rich without kissing somebody's ass or, you know, doing something satanic. Shit. Exactly. And that's the world we live in, y'all. And
one of the points that get lost, even when talking about white supremacy, is like it's not good for white people either. Like,
right.
That construct is like it's all bad. Like and you know, and people don't even peep that out. And I think it's more when people start figuring stuff out. Like, you know, it's not even a race war. It's like it's a war on some stuff that just been instituted for the longest time and got us all the way out of our body as a country.
Right.
And we need to just, you know, figure some stuff out.
Right.
and like the thing about the distraction is a real thing because people get distracted all the time. They want something to change and then they get distracted. You know?
And the thing is that like a lot of white people that are racist or have been privileged, they don't understand it. They don't recognize it.
They
you know, they don't because they're just like we see one way, they see it one way. They don't.
Right.
They don't even know. They think that they had to work hard for everything they got too. They don't know. A lot of people are naive, which is weird.
Right.
And we get mad about that. Like, oh, you don't know, you don't recognize our struggle. But how can they? They know what they know. You know what I'm saying? They know what they know, and you can't tell anybody of any race that had to work their whole life that they've been privileged because they won't understand.
But do you feel,
you know
here's a question to the black man, coming from a black man, do you feel like you got to sugarcoat that for certain white people?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, do you feel like you gotta? Do you have to be aggressive?
Like
is there any way we can try to teach our
fellow
brothers?
But it's the same thing we've been told. We've been told everything. All of our shit's been laid out for us from the beginning. Is how we deal with it. Like we've been told our whole life that we got to be twice as good.
Right.
To get to where you want to be, you got to be twice as good as the white man.
Right.
To make it to the same spot that they made, and that's true. That's true as fuck. Like. And if you never had to deal with it, you won't understand. So
now, what about?
It's hard to try to get somebody.
I know,
to understand
but what about the educated blacks? Not saying you ain't educated, but I mean the super educated that never fell into the trap. That the ones that'll shout back at you and be like, "Oh, well, you got a chance. All you got to do is go to school and blah 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 blah
there's
blah."
There's an exception to every rule. There's an exception to everything.
Right.
Nothing is absolute in this world. There's people that break through.
Right.
But then again, they'll downplay how hard they had to do to make it though.
Right.
Once you get to that platform, when you're successful,
right,
a lot of motherfuckers don't reach back. You know what I'm saying? They downplay what they know. They had to do some shit to make it there, but they'll downplay like I did it. You could do it too. Like Charles Barkley.
Right.
Like he's always saying that shit. Like nigga, you was a 6'6" power forward in the NBA.
Right.
And a fat dude. So there's no way you could tell me that you didn't have to go above and beyond to be successful. And
right.
He always downplayed like I just did hard and. Time of boot. No,
well,
I did more than that, bro.
And this is what I'm saying. Cats like black people like that, like just the upper class black people, man, that have it a little bit more sweeter in life. Like to them, what would the message be from somebody that came up like from the streets like us? You know what I'm saying? Like and like back to our own people. When do we stop selling drugs and when do we grow the fuck up? When do we make that change, bro, and decide to be like, I mean, not like it should take like some shit like this election or like Barack. You thought a lot of black people would change their motive. You know what I'm saying? But like for real, like some white people really want to know, like why don't niggas get off the streets? Why don't niggas quit selling drugs? Like at what point can you be like, the people that are like, go get a job? What do we tell them? What do we tell them?
That's a fucked up cop out, man. Because how many people really sell drugs for a living? Like
a lot.
A lot? You think so? A lot of black men?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I can't even say that. I know motherfuckers got jobs. You know what I'm saying?
I know motherfuckers that got jobs too.
Maybe when you were young and you felt like you had to sell drugs.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Grown niggas in their 30s and 20s
even if
and up.
they still do though, like
it's not their living. They might sell on the side.
What do we tell our youth? Like even if you don't have kids, I know you ain't got kids personally. Mike Dreams, I don't know if you got kids, but like what do we tell the teenagers that in school now that are beating up fucking white people because they voted for Trump and they fucking jumping on motherfuckers because they're angry and they on drugs. You know what I'm saying? This is true facts. Like what do we tell our young brothers? How do we set an example to them? What do we do to them?
I don't even know what you can necessarily tell them because like what you're asking is like what do you tell or what logical explanation do you tell them about an illogical reality?
Exactly.
And there's nothing you can tell. I'm not saying I co-sign any of that, but it's like we live in a very illogical reality with this whole situation. So there's nothing you can say. Being black in America is a juxtaposition. Always has been. Always continue to be. Only difference is this new generation ain't as subdued as before, where they'll take the back seat and just be like, all right, cool, or whatever, because we turned up.
Right.
So there's nothing really to tell. There's no method to the madness right now, and that's the problem. I think we're in this chaotic state.
Oh, it is the problem. But where do we break the mold? How do we stop the young brothers from being crazy?
For one, they gotta see that it's been left upon them. They have to educate themselves. They have to find an outlet to express their energy.
Right.
Whether it gotta be sports or rap. I know that's the cop out, but yeah, if that's what you gotta do, everybody gotta find their way in life, man. It's like you can't be mad at everything forever because shit's never gonna go your way.
I feel that too.
That's life. See, that is one thing about life. Whether you're black or not, shit's never gonna go how you want it to be. Nobody's ever gonna do anything for you, man.
Right.
It's what you make of it. So
right.
So for you to get down, if you're just gonna be sad about your predicament your whole life, it is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta overcome shit, man. You gotta have a short memory. You gotta move on. Nothing's gonna be easy in life.
Now here, I got
nothing guaranteed. Nothing's gonna be easy.
I got a question, kind of comment live from my guy on Facebook, Pete. He's basically saying, man, it's being modeled. You know what I'm saying? What people do, what they see when they walk out of the front door. You know what I'm saying? What do you feed their minds through social media, through music, through movies, through videos? Is that part of the problem? I feel like it is. A lot of the music, the influential. But I'm saying, are we part of the problem? I feel like we are part of the problem.
We're all part of the problem. Man.
Where?
That's the thing. Hey, man, this dude, I always refer back to work. This dude at work told me at first I laughed at him, but he told me the realest shit ever, man. Somebody was complaining about just a simple thing at work. She's like, yeah, that's not my problem.
Right.
And he's like, you know what? It's an old dude. He's about 70. He's like, that's what's wrong with the world, man.
Exactly.
He's like, it's not just his problem. It's everybody's problem. Your problems is my problems, and my problems is your problems.
Right.
And you know, everybody's joking. And I was like, man, that's the realest shit I've ever heard. Really, like that is what's our problem. Is like we always are shunning our. Like we gotta understand each other, man. Black, white, they're different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just be aware.
That's why I think I'm a pretty well diverse person. I was just watching. I was just looking at this segregation thing in schools or whatever. See, I never had experienced that. My whole life, I went to diverse schools.
Right.
Where there's Asians.
Because you in Minnesota.
But yeah. But shit, even
shout out to Minnesota.
But like, if you take like a Webster compared to a Gautier, that was the segregated kind. You know what I mean?
Right.
There wasn't that many non-black people in that school.
That's true.
And you could tell, like, because kids that went there can't read as good.
Right.
So segregation in school is bad because the black schools ain't getting funded. So I've been fortunate to learn. So when you go to a multicultural school, you get both. You get to learn other cultures, and then you don't have secondhand education because seeing that there's other races there, they got funding and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never realized that was an advantage that I had growing up. I always went to diverse schools where I got to learn every race. Right. And that's why I get along with people, and I am able to joke about race and not be offended by race and have these discussions because I've been exposed. A lot of people haven't. So the more you get exposed to different situations and different people.
So do we need to expose our children to different people and different situations? I mean, I try to as a father, but is that just a big part of the problem?
Send their kids to different schools. Send your kid to a school that's diverse.
Right.
Don't just send them to a white school. Don't just send them to a black school. Try to find a multicultural school where they're going to be with Asians. They're going to be Mexicans. They're going to be Indians because you're going to learn. That's when your grade school, your schooling is where you learn.
Right.
Where you learn your principles, you know what I mean? Like what's right, what's wrong, and how to treat people.
Right.
And some of those things are going to come up more likely in a diverse school. Some of them social skills they got to learn. Or
Exactly. How to deal with other people.
Right. Well,
like, man, I my first time, I kissed some Asian pussy when I was like 5 years old, man, and it helped me. You know what I'm saying?
What did you just say?
I said,
what did you just say?
The first time I tasted any type of sexual stuff was I was 5 years old. She was like 4 years old.
That was your multicultural experience?
That was my multicultural experience. Ever since then, man, I've been good.
So you almost had me rooting for you to say send your kids to a multicultural school. Like, I was about 2 seconds for that, and then this nigga gonna slip in some old crazy-ass ignorant shit. It's your opinion.
Ignorant, man. That's life lessons,
It's your opinion, though, man.
Like, no, it's not. That's what happened, nigga. I was exposed.
See, I can't wait till you have kids, man. You gonna change your thoughts. See?
I was exposed to life,
Right. That's our problem, man. We need to grow up, man. Black people as a whole, we need to grow up. We could be like, yo, white people don't understand. I'm always like, white people don't understand, but what about the white person that grows up with all black people? You know what I'm saying? What about that person?
They still understand it.
What do you mean? What person that grows up with all black people?
I was coming here today from Columbia Heights, and I actually put it on my Facebook before I got here. It was 3 young white kids, couldn't be more than 14, 15 years old. They hop on the bus with the speaker, bumping Chief Keef. I'm from Chirac, and the casual conversation was like you know, hey, that nigga be wildin', man. He be something, nigga, something this like this.
Right.
Now, what was different about it, because we in a climate where we mad about white people using nigger, the word that.
Right.
But these is
they was using it endearing.
They was using it just like the young black kids I heard or whatever.
How'd that make you feel?
But they still. I was traded on how I address it, and at that point I didn't address it, and that's why I posted about it, because it was like, well, how do you address a group of kids who obviously probably are in 13 and 14, 15.
Right.
They're not seeing it like you're seeing it as far as it being offensive with the historical part.
Right.
They're just surrounded by whoever they're surrounded by.
Right. See, that's my question
they probably
too.
Look up to.
That's my
those type of
question.
people, and they just emulate it. But somewhere along the way, some kind of education part will have to be put in there.
Right.
Because there's a way to admire a culture and be a part of it without crossing the lines or whatever.
Right. But if nobody's there to tell them that, like, how, I mean, I probably wouldn't have said nothing, but like, really, we need to start approaching these kids and just being like, hey, man, that shit don't look cool in front of all these people. You know what I'm saying? But then, motherfucker, you ain't my daddy.
You don't want to set people off, though.
He said it was some white kids?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even realize that. I thought we was talking about some young black kids.
No, that's the whole point. Like,
that's something to them, man.
But what's he gonna say, man? They know.
What do I, get to say? Yeah.
You gonna walk away? They're gonna be like, nigga, waka flocka.
Like, damn, my nigga.
That shit's lit, my nigga. Why you tripping, my nigga?
I say any white person brave enough to say, my nigga, more power to you, but I'm scared of you, so I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm staying the fuck away from you, too.
I had a little white homie that called me like, hey, my nigga. I was like, all right, you got it, my nigga. You got it, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You real. I ain't fucking with you.
At the end of the day, the only downfall is like sending them cats up. I grew up with cats who was like that too. Cats grew up north side or whatever, but it's like it's cool if here, I guess for this group. But if you're not saying something to him, he gonna go over here and think it's all cool and it's not.
Now, dude,
and then if that's your homeboy, then
you got any?
Send them off.
Do you have any white friends that call you nigga, that have said nigga? Be straight up. Like, yo, what up, my nigga? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna say Channing Tatum or Eminem. I'm just saying, like hood white boys. I know some hood white boys, but even the hoodest white boys I know, to me, they like, yo, I don't say nigga. But, I
don't got any like people I consider friends.
Right.
I've had some associates or like I said, some white rapper cats who feel they can delve into that realm, and I would be vocal about it. But at the end of the day, we all grown, so they can make the decision if they want to heed it or not, or they, that'll be up to them. But I can be like, no, I'm not cool with you saying that. I'm not cool with you, whatever. But that's always this touchy topic, especially somewhere in Minnesota where it's interracial. It's a bunch of different stuff. People feel entitled to certain things. We always had a conversation about the, white people with black kids. Now they feel entitled. Growing up, I was around friends like that, and they used to use it like that. So it's like, what do you really do? So that type of thing is like, I don't know how to address that. That's kind of like a case by case thing.
I mean, do you walk away? Do you say something? Do you strike? What do you do?
There's never no strikes going on. I never
cut the crap, man. You ever hit anybody for calling you a nigga?
I have not.
I respect that.
Just because
it would make you a nigga. It would make you a nigger.
It would, but it's like, I never want anybody to like have that much control over like my body, like as far as that's concerned. Like they
trigger.
Yeah, they triggered a whole physical thing from me, and then I got to deal with the consequences after that too. Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's freedom of speech. So they just said something. Now if I strike, now I done did a crime or I done did this or that.
Right.
Are you an angry black man?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't really shun cats who I have seen pop off on cats, because that's the emotion that they feeling. At that moment, they popped off on the cat, and now that person to know not to do that again, or they know it's not okay, it's not cool.
Right. Dup.
Man, I'm numb to it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it ain't got the ER on it.
But have you physically been in the presence of a Caucasian person while they use the word nigga with the A at the end?
Like endearing?
Like slang, just like, hey, my niggas.
Of course, that don't bother me.
Right.
As long as it ain't got the ER on it, we good. I'm numb to that shit.
Now, what is the difference, though? Why does it make a difference? Like, why do we get so angry when
everything is intent? Like, if they say it in intending to piss me off or offend me, yes, I'm offended. But if it's like, oh, my nigga,
right.
Fuck it.
But I'm saying, it's hip hop. Like my man said, it's a hip hop thing. Like, are we sending the wrong message? Should we stop using the word?
Man, I'm not stop using shit.
Are we saying it's okay? Are we giving them the okay to do it by saying it all the time?
We're not giving them okay because they know right or wrong. They might try to play stupid, like, oh, yeah, you guys use it, but you know right or wrong, man. You know your intent and when you're using the word.
Right.
If you're using nigga as offensive, as offending somebody, then yeah, you get what you deserve. If you truly believe that and you in the moment and that's your nigga,
right.
All right, you my nigga then, you know what I'm saying?
Check this out. You know all right, one last race question. I'm going to leave it alone because shit's getting heated.
Hey, but the real shit is, what if a white girl called you nigga in the middle of bum bum?
Like,
is that good?
Nigga!
You killing it, my nigga.
I'd probably die laughing. Give me that nigga dick. Yeah. Oh my lord.
Is that gonna turn you on?
Yeah, I'm going down. See? Yeah, I'm out of there.
That's what I'm saying. So fuck all that bullshit, man.
Right. All right.
It's intent.
Last racial question. Like, all right, like there's cats that like I got white friends that I feel like they're half and half on the racist shit. I feel like we all got a little bit of racist in us. But here's the deal. I want to look at everything from a two-sided way. I want to see the both sides of each story. So like Deb, you said a lot of white boy. You dropped a lot of white boys. That's like they're like, oh, I know a white boy. What if do you know any white? What if white boys and white people came around you and was like, instead of being like, yo, my nigga, what up, black boy? What, like, would that offend
that's
you?
That's funny because my girl's offended when
black
I say
boy.
White girl instead of white woman.
Right. I know people that get offended by saying it.
Exactly. Like, fuck you. Y'all call us niggas. Now you mad because I called you white
But
boy,
what if they don't use nigga? What if somebody's like, can you please not use white boy?
So what's their politically correct way to address me?
Them or you?
Them.
Person.
Just black person? Or
yeah, probably ain't gonna happen.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We ain't, man.
But new shit's coming.
That's the world we live in now.
It is the world.
That they're offended by black boy or white girl. I mean, white boy or white girl.
Right. Shit sad. America.
Words of this great guy I know.
Who? Cut the crap, America.
That's my opinion on that there.
America, cut the crap, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh, my goodness.
If you're offended by somebody calling you white boy or white girl, then you got problems.
Right.
And they're not offended. They just want
to
they want to feel equally oppressed.
They want to exactly. They want to feel oppression.
Never be equally oppressed. You know?
I can't say nigga, so I got to feel oppressed too.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck that, man. Come on.
Is there a double standard? Last question.
Everything's a double standard.
I don't think it's a double standard. And I've just recently got to this thing. It's like, I think we've been trained like to do this whole thing. Oh, we got to be PC. Forget that. At this point, people doing whatever they doing. Ain't no double standard, man. I'm not gonna let somebody basically shit on the history that we dealt with. I had to break ties with an older white cat that's a musician from here because he tried to
rationalize racism.
He was like, well, I was on the bus today, and this black guy, was heckling me, and he called me a cracker, and that makes me just as much of a victim as Eric Garner. Some shit like that. I'm not cool with that. And before I was trying to rationalize it because there was a time in my life where I was like, okay, maybe we are entering a post-racial era, maybe everything's going, but it turned out that's not what happened. But one of the things that needs to start happening is us just keeping it 100 and not worrying about the backlash, not being stupid about it, but just keeping it 100.
Be wise and
everybody don't want to offend so and so because you got to see him at work the next day, or or you want to be able to. But like as far as people who are like different races interacting with each other, that's whack if y'all can't get to an understanding of who each other is. So that means every time you're interacting, it's a level of fakeness.
Right.
So then that shouldn't be your associate period. So I think when you're associating with each other, if y'all can get to a level of understanding what reality is, then that shouldn't even be a friendship dynamic. Like if you can't talk about what it means, how you feel to be a black person in America to your white friend without them getting all up in arms, then y'all wasn't friends. That wasn't friends.
It wasn't real friendship.
And with the reverse, if that person can't tell you
how they feel,
what their upbringing was, without you being like, oh, well, you just a racist person, without having that conversation, then y'all shouldn't interact or whatever. I think everybody needs to get on the same page, which is not a polarized thing. It's like just on the same page that we all are different, have different frames of references. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a conversation without snapping off. But everybody's so quick. They so 30 seconds into it, popping off. And we need to figure out how to balance that out. I don't think we headed nowhere near that direction, especially in a situation where a cat just got in the office by being extreme and being that one, you're gonna go off of sensationalism. Now we just feed into that and nobody's listening, period. And we just arguing in a room, every time we have these conversations that could be productive conversations, but they never get to that point.
And I think too, as a whole, as a black America, we need to take back our narrative and fix our perception of what is us.
Hell
yeah. Said, all the rappers that you see in the forefront glorify drugs, and motherfucking violence or whatever. True, they say movies and all that, but where are we going to be responsible for our own? Until we change, that's how they look at us, because that's what they see.
That's what a representation.
That's the representation they're given. In movies, this motherfucking always the villain role. You just now starting to see black superheroes and shit. We always got the fucked up roles in movies, and it's always like the white knight movies where even the black movies got the white knight thing where it's our story, but they have their narrative in our stories or whatever. So we gotta take back our narrative, and that's the only way and we're going to change the perception and see people start to see us differently.
Right.
It's all in our hands, man. It's like, and do we even care how people perceive us at this point?
Right.
Do we want to just be us and be our own individuals, or do we want to have a collective representation of
ourselves? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the black thing, man. See, that's the black burden. Like me myself, I don't know if it's older or I don't. That's the one thing I do want to ask these young guys. Do they feel like everything they do, like with me, everything I do, I feel like I'm representing me, my family, my generation, and my race in a way. Like whenever I'm out, I try to represent my culture.
Right.
So I think nowadays these guys, they just represent themselves. They don't care about their family lineage or
right.
So I take all that shit into consideration when I leave the house and I'm putting myself on the forefront. I think of my last name. That's my grandfather's name. You know what I mean? So if I'm fucking up and my name's in the streets, my family, that's my family. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it, man. We need to start to take back our narrative and represent
black
communities and our people and how we want to be perceived.
Right. I agree.
And with that being said, anything we gotta get ready to wind it down. Is there any you want to promote some of your
Mike Dreams, man?
Music.
Change up.
We got the album coming out. We didn't talk about. We talked about music, but we didn't talk about your music.
Yeah. I got my album Pardon My Vices. It comes out December 16, 2016.
Hey, that's the day before my birthday.
Yes, sir. And I got an album release party that following day, December 17th.
That's my birthday. I want to host that.
It's at 7th Street Entry.
I want to host that. I'm just throwing it out there.
We can talk. And right now, it's going to be it's my release party. And I got Muja Messiah, Dwight L. Rowland, Destiny Roberts, and Juice Lord opening up. And
I
some other special guests. So I'll be trying to confirm that.
December 17th, 7th Street Entry, Mike Dreams.
So the EP?
It's an album.
It's an album, full length album.
I never drop EPs. I like LPs, full length albums.
Me too.
Just and that's probably why I haven't dropped something for like 4 years, because I wanted to be able to drop a full project.
Right.
So yeah, that's coming, and I just shot the Change Up video.
Change Up.
Yesterday.
We watched it yesterday.
Positive. Yeah. I like that. I like that. It's current.
The arm dances, but we forgive you.
That's current.
That's
current.
The rapper arms,
He said he was doing the rap. Show us the rapper arms.
The rapper arms.
Show him the rapper arms.
Like what you getting into.
That's
but to me, that's the original rapping without a microphone with a crowd is part of the performance. So
right.
It's
the energy, high energy, man.
Intensity and things
high
like
energy.
that. So we dropped that, and I'll probably be shooting some more things coming up.
Right.
I'm not sure when this show is airing, but
we're gonna drop it Monday.
Okay, so then this following Friday.
Well, we live right now though.
Friday I'll be at the U of M with Jay Plaza.
Nice.
Jay Plaza and Mike.
Friday the 19th. I seen that.
Yeah.
Go support.
So that's going down, and just plan on being back active a lot. In 2017, I've kind of been quiet for the past few years and been dealing with some things, and now finally getting to tell my story of what that is and just move on. I'm working with a lot of young people. Shout out Kit Kat. Once again, shout out LNJ. There's a hip-hop girls duo from North Minneapolis. Been working with them. And a lot of artists just coming up, so I'm eager to be a part of that.
Right.
Transitioning into being that mentor role while still also, going to the next stage of my career as an artist myself.
Nice. Do you want to speak to the Vices, or we got to buy the album to hear that?
If I got to buy the album to hear that, it's just, it's a couple things. I'll let people peep it out, but at the end of the day, it was something I had to create, so I can get past that stage and then get back to whatever it is, however I want to be represented. I think the problem was, a lot of times, was people had a certain image of me and things like that, and then the real me and the rap me was condescending, so now I want to bring that back closer together.
Nice.
When I go through, I'm
a human
being, regular guy, and I have my own struggles, and I want to be able to put that in the art. So that's what that's about. Pardon My Vices, December 16th.
That's what's up, man. We about to wind it down. I got some more Hennessy to drink. And,
birthday boy.
Some shrimp to eat, some crab legs, all that good shit.
Right.
Hopefully happy ending at the end of the night. What y'all got going? What you got going?
Tonight, man, I'm gonna probably hang out with you. UFC tonight. I got McGregor. McGregor.
Well, I'm going McGregor too. I want to see. I actually want to see the Tyler Woodley fight as well.
Nice.
See the Bravos.
Nice.
McGregor's probably gonna knock dude out, so I'm not. That might be over.
McGregor. Kana. My dreams. Anything else you would like to say?
No, not much. We're just gonna be spending some family time tonight. Trying to catch that tribe
Right.
Tribe Called Quest performance. Yeah,
oh, that's right. Dave Chappelle tonight.
Yeah, tonight
What's the
SNL.
Dave Chappelle,
yeah.
SNL tonight.
yeah.
UFC. Yeah, I might be in the house tonight. I don't fuck with unless it's something good
but
on
you
there.
got to on this one. This is Dave
Tribe
Chappelle
and
Tribe.
exactly.
Yeah.
Tribe and Dave Chappelle.
I'm gonna catch it on roast.
He gonna be sleep. This nigga gonna be sleep
I am
after
gonna
them
be
popcorn. What's that? The firecracker shrimp. Firecracker scrimps. Yeah, it's over for you. Local Celebrity Podcast, episode 10.
And we out this beat.
Peace.